Welcome to the Death Meter, where survival is not guaranteed and bad decisions come with a heavy price. In this nightmare-fueled journey, we're dissecting the choices of the doomed souls from A Nightmare on Elm Street. Every scream, every stumble, every foolish step brings them closer to their grisly fate. We're not just watching, we're judging. On a scale of 1 to 10, we'll measure how much their own decisions sealed their fate. Did they ever stand a chance, or were they destined for Freddy's claws from the start? Brace yourself. This won't be pretty. Let's start with Tina. Her first encounter with Freddy is a masterclass in sealing your fate. She's trapped, cornered in a corridor that's well lit and obviously a dead end. The path to her demise is clear. She chose it herself. Running straight into a corner with a homicidal maniac on your heels is not a mistake you'll live to regret. Once Freddy has her where he wants her, Tina does the only thing she can. She closes her eyes, resigning herself to death.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
When she wakes up and sees her nightgown is ripped, you might think she'd realize the nightmare was more than just a dream. But no, she shrugs it off, rationalizing it as a fluke. That's human, sure, but in Freddy's world, ignorance is lethal. Fast forward to her next dream. Rocks hit her window, and a voice calls her name, dripping with malice. Instead of staying put, she ventures outside alone, drawn like a moth to the flame. Dream or not, this is pure idiocy. Going to confront an unseen threat by yourself is a death sentence. And yet, it wouldn't have mattered. Freddy would have claimed her no matter what. Still, her reckless choices accelerate the inevitable. Tina's lack of self-preservation, paired with Freddy's predatory patience, seals her doom. On the death meter, Tina's self-sabotage earns her an 8 out of 10. Next, let's talk about Rod. He wakes up to the sound of Tina being slaughtered, her death unfolding in ways that defy reason or logic. Could he have saved her? Unlikely. What can anyone do against a force like Freddy? Running from the scene was, ironically, his smartest move. Staying would have guaranteed his arrest, and the police wouldn't have believed a word of the truth. Rod's escape gives him a slim chance to figure things out. A chance he wastes. His fatal mistake? Trying to see Nancy. A rookie move. The police were watching her, and he walked right into their trap. To make matters worse, he had no plan, no understanding of what he was up against. By the time Freddy comes for him in his cell, Rod's fate is sealed. Could he have tried to pull Freddy into the real world like Nancy does later? Maybe. But Rod isn't equipped for a fight like that. He doesn't even know what he's fighting. Instead, he spends his final moments clueless, exhausted, and utterly unprepared. On the death meter, his desperation and lack of foresight land him at a 7 out of 10. Now Glenn, oh Glenn, the poster child for disbelief. His ignorance costs him everything. Glenn spends the entire movie brushing off Nancy's warnings, dismissing the danger until it's far too late. His first encounter with Freddy is also his last. Falling asleep was his ultimate sin, but let's be honest, most people would have done the same. Glenn's death is a gruesome spectacle, a punishment for his hubris and skepticism. His fate was a mixture of arrogance and inevitability. On the death meter, he's a solid 5. Average mistakes, average consequences, and a bloody, unforgettable end. Finally, we come to Nancy, our final girl. She's the sharpest of the bunch, but even she stumbles. When she and Glenn find Tina's shredded remains, it's understandable that they'd assume Rod is the killer. Shock clouds judgment, and Freddy's supernatural MO doesn't exactly scream reasonable explanation. Nancy's real journey begins in her dreams, following Tina's corpse into the hellish boiler room. Her quick thinking, burning herself to wake up, gives her crucial intel. Freddy's power is real, and he can hurt you. But then she squanders time, a bubble bath to relax, falling asleep again after nearly drowning. Nancy is lucky to survive these moments. Still, she learns, adapts, and fights back. Booby traps, alarms, and sheer determination keep her alive. Pulling Freddy into the real world is a stroke of genius. Her ultimate strategy, denying Freddy's existence, seems clever, but it's flawed. Freddy's power thrives on belief, yes, but as long as anyone knows his name, he'll always have a way back. Nancy's resourcefulness and resilience earn her a 3 on the death meter. She's one of the best final girls for a reason, but even she isn't immune to mistakes. Her journey is one of survival, but it's also one of tragedy. In the end, Freddy still wins, toying with her in a nightmare she didn't realize she was still trapped in. Each of these characters made choices, some foolish, some inevitable. Tina's recklessness, Rod's desperation, Glenn's disbelief, and Nancy's imperfection But in Freddy's world, every decision pulls you closer to death. There are no heroes here, only victims navigating a waking nightmare. On the death meter, no one comes out unscathed. In the end, facing Freddy isn't just about survival, it's about inevitability. Can anyone truly outsmart a force born of fear, thriving in the shadows of your own mind? Probably not. But what do you think? Could you survive Freddy? Could you keep yourself awake long enough, or make the perfect choices to slip through his claws? Let me know in the comments. If you've made it this far into the video, I want to thank you for stepping into this nightmare with me. Your support means everything, so don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell me which horror movie to dissect next. And remember, if you ever hear your name whispered in the darkness, resist the urge to look. Curiosity didn't just kill the cat, it invited the nightmare. Stay sharp, stay safe, and keep the lights on.